broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Feel like it's 2003 all over again. Hey. What up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse Jane here in studio for the Real Housewives of Atlanta AfterBuzz TV After Show. I'm joined in studio by my lovely ladies, Miss Courtney Stewart.
What's up, y'all?
Miss Shar Jossell.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, no business like friends business. Were we liking the episode?
I did. I really like this song.
You like the song?
I do.
They sound good.
I love the video.
I just feel bad for Demetria because she I mean, like they left some bundles out the wig. Like, she didn't look like the star of her own video.
Well, I mean, everyone was really focused on making sure Candy.
Yeah, but like she had her own team. Candy had a team, and then
the budget.
Yeah, is that
the budget?
Girl,
well,
but you
Roger
got
Bob
to
should have been
wig.
stretching in that pocket.
Well,
Because there's one scene she got on this little leather skirt, where it's supposed to be leather, I guess, and it's like cut up when they like spinning around.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, girl, you just look like you let your dog eat it a little bit to make it look distressed. Like it wasn't. It just. I felt bad for her, but Candy looked great.
Candy looked amazing. Let's talk.
I'm really
that.
proud of my twin.
Candy.
I get that. You know, that's
We were
part of
out
the reason
this
why I
weekend.
keep blonde hair.
Someone freaked out and was like, "Candy!"
Yes, this is
Wow.
part of the
But honestly, if you
reason.
see her without blonde hair,
If you saw me with
never seen her
black
without
hair,
blonde
that's
too.
why I don't do it.
Yeah.
Because I get tired of it. Even though I wonder if I could make some money being a
Candy
Candy impersonator.
Like,
Be
maybe
like,
do something.
I'm too tall though. Candy's like
Yeah.
I'm 5'9". Candy's like 5'3".
Yeah.
But it's part of the reason. I mean, I like blonde because I feel like it softens my overall look.
plus the queen.
But plus B. But black hair. When I had black hair, ooh, that's all I heard.
All right, Candy. Candy from the child.
Right.
All right, but the intro to this was really different for them. And they chopped it up and showed everybody for like 2 quick seconds. We saw Portia over at Dish Nation talking about Kim Zolciak.
Yes, she
Which was random.
It was, but I was into it to see that side
See
of
them
Portia
doing
because
it,
I don't
reading
get the
their
channel to be able to
prompter.
watch it. And
You do get Dish Nation. Dish
do.
Nation
Girl,
comes on Fox.
I don't be watching it.
It's not. I mean, you're really not
not
missing
cable.
anything.
But you know, I
don't
like
really watch it
check up
anymore.
on Portia and her work, and the fact that they were talking about Kim. I like that they used that
Yeah,
clip.
of
Yeah.
course. It fit.
She Skypes with Oliver every day.
That's precious.
It's cute. Yeah, I had a friend who used to have a distant lover. He couldn't speak English, and that was always interesting to walk in on those Skype sessions.
Okay.
So how were they communicating? Non-verbally?
No, very slowly.
Slowly.
And this thing it's called Duolingo, and it teaches you how to
say
speak
stuff.
somebody else's language.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work. I mean, and he was fine, so I got it. I totally
But you know
understood
that love
what.
can be communicated across languages.
That is true.
So,
That is
you
true.
You know what I mean? She had breasts, he had a dick, and it was just.
It worked.
I'm all listening.
Where's the
Can we pull up the
chat room.
Because we know they're going
God.
ham in there.
Unless they all tired from Christmas.
But what did you
Right.
guys
Cake
think?
and stuff.
The whole thing, because I am. Did y'all have a good holiday?
I did. It was pretty decent. How was yours?
Mine was great.
Mine was delicious.
I'm not tired either because I got a whole lot of sleep.
I had the juiciest turkey I done ever ate. All right, Portia, speaking of juicy, what do you guys think about Oliver? Do you take this Portia? Well, first of all, since the trip, Portia has lost 7 pounds.
Go
which-
Portia, girl.
Like, where
I
did
need your
she-
diet, honey.
I'm kind of hating because,
am.
New Year's Eve and my birthday is coming up.
Y'all put
And
7 pounds.
And-
yes, the next time, as a matter of fact, the next time I'm in here, I'll be 28.
Hey,
Yeah.
can you wear your
Happy
birthday dress in here next
birthday.
week?
I am not wearing my.
Please,
You guys
Sean.
gotta follow me on the gram for that.
Oh, we want it.
I saw her New Year ensemble and her birthday sounds.
Yeah, it's very New Year's is very Beyonce. My birthday is very Kelly Rowland.
Oh, okay.
That's the best
We got
way I can
all
put
of
it.
Destiny's Child.
So when you see her on Monday, she's gonna be coming in looking real Michelle.
Please.
Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not. Love her. Say yes to Jesus. All right, the Oliver dude. I don't know how I felt about it because it could have been chopped and edited, but it just seemed like it's a very sexual relationship.
Of course it is. She met him in her thong. He's happy about her ass. That's fine. It is what it is.
I just feel like she should have left that in Miami.
Amen.
There's
Flame,
really no
baby.
point, and there are certain things like I went out of town and met people and things of that nature, and it stayed there.
Is it a guilt thing? Maybe like she feels like she has to keep
Maybe
it so
so.
she doesn't feel like, oh my god.
Right. I
maybe
think she's
so.
needy.
And he seems pretty nice, but she should have just left that in Miami.
She seems needy though, like she really wants a relationship. So
Yeah.
like anything that's seeming like it could be, she's like going after it. Like, ooh, we can make him my man. Because Duke, come on,
Yeah.
she made that a relationship.
Which one? The Olivia?
The
Duke.
No, yeah, Duke. Portia,
Ciao.
girl, we love you.
But can I just say one thing? I appreciate that, like, because I remember when Portia was first on, like, we had her the first season. She was married, and we were all entertained by her stepping up to the plate when she was married. And then the next season, it was kind of
feeding
annoying.
the baby licorice.
The next season
we
it
were
was
annoyed
just
because the thing was like, oh, she's divorced. This is gonna be great. She'll be like single, go get in her.
She made that
condo,
Underground
like,
Railroad
it'll be
comment.
great. But then she just looked dumb and annoying, and it didn't. So I appreciate getting to see her like have fun and date, even if it seems frivolous and nonsense. But like it's cute to see her like getting to do stuff.
I wish she lived closer. I hate that she lives
Way out.
I hate that everyone lives in Inglewood and
Where she
Portia lives in
lives.
Northridge.
Am I crazy to say
Portia lives in
this?
Santa Clarita.
Okay,
Like,
she lives,
But, like,
she all the way up to 5.
Am I crazy to say that since we've clearly gotten rid of like the housewife thing, I'd like to see from Portia, like, okay, you went through a crazy big divorce, you were on a reality TV show, like, can I see what your life is like as far as like building your career, like with the hair company and
Go Naked Hair.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to see that side of Portia.
This
I think
isn't
that would
the
be
real
interesting.
professionals of
Interesting.
Atlanta.
Yeah, that was
Not even like a clip, a quick little clip, something. No.
Well, you got one. She was at the board meeting with her like team, and they were like, "Girl, every time you get a man, you don't do no work. So can you be careful?" And so now you know that's what Portia does. She ain't working right now because she got a man.
Speaking of someone getting a man, we've seen Kenya and Marlo at the gym. Now, Marlo would be my gym partner. Yeah.
Marlo know damn well she wasn't there to work out at all.
Marlo
her
was-
weave was flowing, girl. No,
Like
she
a
would've
Kardashian.
she would have protected that hair. Like, no, I'm not sweating this out. Tied it up, but she wasn't there to work out.
She admitted
Only
that.
thing I agree with Marlo is I want true love too, but I do love the coin. I was like, preach, sister.
We don't need no young bucks in here.
By the way, I liked gym trainer Matt or whatever
Matt.
his name is. I liked him for Kenya.
All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think he comes off very sweet.
Yes.
However, I just feel like Kenya goes after the different types of guys, and for Matt, I think it would be cute, like baby step to her next relationship. But I just feel like she's too grown for him. Like, what are they
I
gonna
want to
do?
know his age.
That was
honestly.
my thing. I can't judge it. For
Like,
all
what
until
does
I
he
know how
like
old
to do
he
for
is.
fun? Is she gonna
He
look
likes
at
to play
him and be like,
basketball.
because she kept being very adamant about saying, what was she saying? Kept saying, there are some things that
That are not on her list.
Yeah.
But that annoyed me
but
because
what's- yeah.
the whole like list thing like gets under.
But
my
maybe
skin.
she's like, he's a fucking gym trainer.
okay, well, that's
Like, maybe that's
fine.
on her list. Like,
But
she
just
wants
say
an she said an entrepreneur is what she's looking for.
Okay, well, a gym trainer could be an entrepreneur if he's got an amazing like training
That is
business.
true.
Like
Maybe.
that's an entrepreneur. So I think her real concern should be if he's under the age of 35 and has no children, she's probably not going to be able to have babies. for
Right,
him.
that's-
so if that's her list, then I get it.
That's my primary concern. To me, there's nothing wrong with having a list. But when you reach a certain particular age, and I'm not implying that you should settle, but maybe the list needs to be tweaked.
Yes.
If
feel
you're
like the list
craving
should always be
companionship.
fluid. I think the list should
Yes.
always be fluid because no person generally is going to meet every tick mark on every
Correct.
list.
No,
And I
no.
think it should be able to like be adjusted and moved around.
It's like a point system.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
somewhat, yeah.
Flexible. It should be flexible. It should not be a gridlocked list.
Like, if you're not 6'5", if you don't make $250,000 or more a year, if you don't drive a Bentley, then you're.
So
not
what do you
like,
think it could have been with him? That she was so
The income.
He was attractive.
The
I
income.
think it was bullshit, and it was never meant to be anything. It was just for TV, so that's how.
I mean, with Kenya, I'll give you that.
I think she was
Well,
just having
on
a
Twitter,
moment.
apparently they're saying that this is something people really like them together, and that maybe something might come out of
Yeah,
this.
no. He wanted to be on TV to advance his training business,
Which is perfect.
and he's
but
hot and he's big. I would go train with him.
I would too.
They've had a few flirtatious encounters, a
Flirtatious.
big age difference.
She's
I mean,
big, because how old is she? 45, 44?
I think she's like 45, 44. Yeah.
Somewhere in
He
there.
looked between
'Cause he
28,
looked-
32.
See, I thought he was at least early 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll give
that's
him
still-
that.
that's
I don't give him
still-
28.
No,
Really?
I would give early
No.
30s. He looked, because he didn't look like a 20-something to me, and I
That's
was not
28
like,
with no moisturizer.
Because to me, if you're a woman in your 40s and a man in your 30s, like, that's not crazy.
It's not crazy.
It's very 2015.
It's
actually.
not crazy unless he wants babies, because once you're in your 40s, that's a serious
a lot
concern.
of the times, yeah, your eggs may be fried,
Hell,
dyed, and laid to the
late
side.
30s is rough.
And she
like-
did say he was very
Yeah.
into it, like, oh, what's up? Like, he was doing the most, like, talking about, when are you gonna be my girl? Let's play basketball, and if I
thought that
win,
was
you gonna be my
funny.
girlfriend. Like,
I thought it was funny.
No, that was a little.
They were, because they were doing
was that what that was
small
supposed to be
things.
cute?
They were supposed to be trying to be cute, but then Kenya's like,
No, okay,
like,
yeah,
her
but for
laugh,
age
yeah.
difference,
nuts.
she was running. That was
She was
too
running around
much.
acting like the teenage dream.
Katy Perry. Sit
She's
your
like,
ass
I'm
down
Sinai
there.
fan, and he's on my no.
And this is
boo.
not loving basketball.
No.
I'm laughing at these comments. CC
I can
Freak
barely
is
see them.
going in. Something about Kenya needs to get that vagina dusted.
Oh.
Well, he looked like he could do
He
the
looked
job
dusted
just fine.
Hey, I'm not mad for
If
quickies.
that's the only situation they're
That's
gonna
what you
get
gonna
out of
do,
it.
you know?
They are reading.
I can't. I love CC Freak. All right. I mean, that was pretty much the day. That's all we got. We seen at the beginning Kenya with her cousin and Patty Mayonnaise.
Patty Mayonnaise. That's our auntie.
Kim and her sister Alexis. I thought it was cute.
It's cute
Even
enough.
though we didn't really see her at the party, but it was just cute. She was excited, like, I'm doing something.
And she was like, you cut your hair. I liked that scene too because a lot of people actually don't know that Alexis Fields and Kim Fields are sisters. I know that I didn't learn this until a few years later. I should say a few years ago. So I was like, damn, Alexis really does look like her mom.
Yeah, she does.
The one that burned
Just
Penny.
like Chip.
She's the one that burned Penny. They look just alike. And I was like, who would have thought that Diavion from Sister Sister and Regine were real sisters, real life sisters.
did.
Regine from Living Single.
Yes. Chip feels creative.
I'm looking to the left because I'm reading the comments. Tangled 55. I'm reading what you all
we're
are
always
saying.
looking up to the left.
But yeah,
to
that because Kim Fields really doesn't look like Chip,
Yeah.
and but Alexis
Looks
is
just
the
like him.
spitting image
of her.
of her mom.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting to kind of see if we get a little more of that.
Maybe.
But Kim scenes were chopped really short.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Maybe this is the prelude to her leaving the show. Because didn't she get fired?
Did she get fired? Which,
That's
by
what
the way,
I
I had
read.
never watched it, but so since all the tea with Wendy and the Housewives thing, and then she really stopped kind of talking about it. But I just saw the interview with Wendy and Kim Fields.
Oh,
And
I recall.
now watching it, after
watched
seeing
that.
Kim on it, it's
You're
just
like-
very kind of,
She
tea
said
sipping.
she stuck with herself, and she was who she is.
Yeah. I
And
heard
Bravo
that
was
2
like,
housewives got fired.
You heard 2 of them?
2, but it was 2. They say the 2 new ones, and I'm like, was Shamia signed on?
No.
This was weeks ago. This was before the season premiere.
maybe Sheree.
It was
But
not
Sheree
Sheree. I
wasn't
would have
signed on
remembered
really as a
Sheree.
housewife. She
Portia?
was a guest.
It was not. I would have remembered those names.
Oh,
so.
they actually said the name, not just you.
Yeah, they said the names. It was via TMZ. So.
Interesting.
Because
Phaedra.
that's why they brought Nene on, because they say the season had gotten so boring. And normally, I guess Bravo orders 21, 22
Yep.
Yes,
episodes.
honey, because
Not
we probably
18 or
complaining
something.
Now
about
it's like
it.
17, 18.
Thank you, Lord. It should never
It needs
be
to be
22
that, but yeah.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phaedra. Why Aiden always climbing a damn chair? He
I don't know,
always
but he
on the
is
back.
So
I love him to
cute.
death.
I want to eat his face.
Can
He
we
is
talk
so
baby
adorable.
fever? Because I said it last week. That damn Aiden just makes my heart melt.
I just, it was too much.
He
Like,
is
it's
her
adorableness.
like savior.
He makes me
because
want to like
yep.
Phaedra, like so bad.
You
'cause
don't like Shady Faye, as Kenya calls
I
it.
love Miss Faye.
the reason that, like, I always liked her for like what she contributed to the show, because her
Okay.
comebacks are just the best most of the
Yes.
time. But I have serious issue with her situation with Candy, especially now.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to be team Faye to the end, but she's kind of gotten into this. She's kind of in the same boat as Kenya. Like they play into the cameras.
Yes.
And
I think our little preview for next week with Candy talking to Portia
or Todd bringing the papers like
gives us some. Yeah.
These canceled checks.
not checks. Phaedra and Aiden, it was cute. Then knocking on the door, Mr. Bun.
Bun!
Mr. Bun.
Uncle Bun!
In his damn polo shirt, but no, it was cute though.
He came with
of him.
gifts.
He did come bearing gifts.
I appreciate
As you
it.
should. I believe that you shouldn't show up to people's houses empty-handed.
Amen. You can come to my house anytime.
Okay, you know,
Bring a bottle. I don't
Bring
know
a
about
bottle, girl. Bring a
Yeah.
bottle.
So obviously Bun is Apollo's friend. He felt like he wanted to come see the kids.
Yeah.
On behalf of Apollo, Phaedra said a lot of Apollo's other friends haven't done
shown
that,
up.
which I'm like, would you let them?
I mean,
like you always talking about he hanging out with shady people and all
I
this.
mean, and
like-
Bun was kind of creepy too. So
okay, Bun was also in the woods when we first met him.
he was hiding in the
Yeah.
bushes.
I
And
hate that he
was
made
also
that line to Aiden. You got good hair like your daddy.
I was like, what? And then Phaedra had to be
Oh
like,
my
no, like my mama.
God.
Girl, come on. They were both a mess.
The
for
whole
that.
good
Yeah.
hair thing, just you guys know
Please
that
stop
just-
it.
Well, okay.
Isn't that over now?
Did I read into this
like
a
naps.
little too much? But I felt like Phaedra, she looked at Aiden and she said, oh, you know, Aiden is a spitting image of me. And, you know, he has all of my traits. And then, you know, what's the young...
Dylan,
you know,
is a
he's...
little whippersnapper like
rough,
his
like-
dad.
Like, rough
his
and tumble
dad.
like his daddy.
And I'm just like, I mean, I know mothers sometimes have a little bit of a favoritism between children.
You felt
But
favoritism?
I don't know. I'm just wondering if there's like a negative or a disconnect with Phaedra with the younger child because of everything going on with Apollo.
Or does Dylan look more like Apollo? I don't know. This whole conversation could be layered.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that the way that she said it, I don't think that was not tasteful. Like, I don't see Dylan watching this back when he's like 15 and like, Mom, what the fuck?
What
Like,
was that
yeah.
supposed to be?
Yeah, it was just their personalities.
just a
Kids do
comment.
have distinct personalities.
Can we talk about Bun's gift?
Well, before we do that, can we talk about, is a 5-year-old capable to understand and know how to send an email to his father?
Yes.
Yes.
At 5?
Absolutely.
In today's age,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. But I also read, I don't know if this was discussed on Watch What Happens Live or whatever, but I also read that Apollo does not want his kids to visit him in prison. So while everybody was jumping down Phaedra's throat like you never take them.
So why is Bun coming and saying Apollo says he hasn't
Keep
seen?
in mind this was pre-whatever.
Wait, so
but
where did you hear that?
This was, I want to say Us Weekly. I guess I should print out my stuff. You guys are near the
Yes.
Googler.
Google it up.
But I read a report that Apollo does not want, it might have been Radar, Apollo does not want his kids to come to jail to visit him and to see him in that setting.
I would respect him for that a lot.
But it's 8 years.
Be
That's 8
interesting.
years.
Yeah,
That's I don't
well,
know.
no, when they're a
That's-
little older, but right now,
Well, from what the word is he's moving to the jail in Jersey, or is already there.
He's there.
He's there with the one that Joe Giudice will be in from how Jersey House was.
Yep.
So going to Jersey versus going to Kentucky where he was first is a huge difference. So he probably will get maybe one visit a year if he's lucky at this point.
I need to catch that tea because
Yes.
Teresa's out, right?
Teresa
Yeah,
came out the
Teresa
day before
was just
Christmas.
released.
Yeah.
And now Joe's about to go
And in
in.
the spring.
Craziness. All right, Aiden's scared. He's going to his first day of school. It was just so freaking cute. Like Phaedra crying, like
That was the one time that I really watched the show and I felt like sincere like love for Phaedra. Like, oh my God, you do have a soul. Oh my God, you're not an evil
no,
like
she,
monster.
trust me, it was me and
Like,
first Courtney, like for
I
years.
just could not deal like Phaedra was
And
doing
we've
the
had
most
the Queen of Shades
for
sitting
years.
in the studio.
And I
before.
did, but see that's the thing. She changed me when she came in studio. What was that, 2 or 3 years ago?
Oh, Phaedra came
Yeah,
in?
she
with
came in with
Apollo.
Apollo, and I believed her. Like, I finally was like, okay, well, maybe it's not. And then I saw the next 2 seasons. I was like, girl, no. But when she was with her son, I was gone. I believed it. I loved it. And I wanted to cry too, in his little bow tie.
He was just ridiculous. I just cannot any longer. Who do we get? Portia, Kim, Alexa.
But wait, real quick, back to Bun's gifts.
Oh.
The shoes cute. Okay, I got you. But the big leather jacket with the alien and the paint on the back. Y'all, really? You thought it was cute?
For a 5-year-old
For a
kid?
5-year-old?
You get that when you go to anywhere, any Six Flags, Disney, you get the spray
I wasn't
paint.
featuring
A
it.
leather jacket with airbrushed, like, flying things on the
Y'all
back with
are
your name.
bugging. Y'all never
I
went to
go to
Six Flags or nothing
Disneyland
like that
all
and
the
got your
time,
spray
and-
painted hats, spray painted t-shirts.
A hat
I
or a
did,
t-shirt
I
is
did.
not a leather jacket with it spray
The
painted
kid
on
ain't
the back.
buying it. He
To
got it as
me,
a
it
gift.
didn't. I mean, it didn't make.
Shout
it,
out to Bun for doing that. Positive
I mean,
male
it
role
was
model
a
in their
nice,
life.
I thought, but I just was kind of like,
Why is it inappropriate?
it seemed very...
I mean, part of me when I first watched it, which I shouldn't have been, I was kind of like, are they fucking? Like, is Bun
I
in the
don't see-
oven?
no,
I
I don't
know
see
that
that.
clearly because Faith was like, look, if you're going to come over here, put a button up. Oh. Don't be coming out the damn
Yeah,
bushes
I
with a
don't-
shirt.
I don't see that.
Candy and Roger, Bob, Demetria, and Don Juan. So we get back to,
Yes.
This is the video shoot.
no, this is the
Before they were
office.
planning it.
Okay.
So Candy goes into the office. Roger Bob finally hung his picture up. And they had a duet together, Candy and Demetria. Candy really wants to get back into music.
I like
She
that
was a
she
little
said
like
that.
nervous to work with Demetria because she didn't want the whole friend thing, but Demetria cut the check and it cleared, so she was like, okay.
All right, girl.
This is Demetria's first single under a label, so she wanted it to be right.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
And
gonna have
didn't Candy executively produce the
Executive
entire
produced the
project?
album,
Yep.
yeah.
they're gonna have a video release party, and Don kind of goes in on Candy's age. He feels like, well, look, Candy, you can't really, I'm worried about you bouncing back from the baby. She's like, well, wait a minute, J-Lo does it, Halle Berry does it, and I'm looking like, well, J-Lo does a lot of dancing and working out
And she was doing that long before
Long
she had
before.
children. And
Candy's been doing a lot of
fluctuated.
eating.
Yes,
No shade.
in
She's
recent
even said it
years.
herself.
Yeah.
She's even said it herself. But I understand the concern, of course, because Candy is of a particular age, but Candy is not the crypt keeper.
No.
But I'm saying I felt like that's how it was, why it might have potentially insulted her. Because Candy is, how old is she?
37, I believe. With the
30s,
baby.
okay.
Somewhere around there, 37, 38.
So that's reason enough to side eye, but that's not reason enough to throw a tantrum. I
yeah,
don't think.
because she's
Y'all
it's
felt
different.
like they were throwing a tantrum, like being that upset
Don
about
Juan
it?
was
Juan is
doing
just
absolutely
But
too
I feel like
much.
Don Juan must have came off of medication or something because he was just hyphy this whole
His energy is very
episode.
elevated.
Or like he heard something throughout this whole week and he was like really upset when they were filming, like because he was just on
Yeah.
it. But here's my
But
other
I
thing
kinda
about
loved
Don
him
Juan.
for it.
I kind of am wondering if Todd and Candy sat with Don and gave him a raise or something because he's on it. He's really attentive, super attentive. So I wonder if Candy's taking a step back.
Is he
They
her personal?
probably
He's her
did.
personal assistant.
Well, he's like the general manager.
He's the
or something
sweetie.
of
Yeah.
Candy Coated.
He's the
Nice.
sweetie to her Kim Zolciak.
I don't
think
know
he's
if it's
a little more
officially-
than that
yeah.
because I think
Okay.
it's very business oriented. Because that's why
Okay.
Carmen is more like Sweetie.
Calm.
But remember last season, him and Todd kind of got
Yeah,
into
they,
it.
'cause
Yes.
they were like, well, who's supposed to be
They've
doing
been kinda
what and
cool
who's
this
in charge?
season.
Yeah.
And since they've been cool, I feel like Don Juan's bucked up a little bit.
I don't
And
like
so I'm
him.
wondering if there was a little money.
I
at stake.
understand that he's not quite likable, but in the same note, I appreciated how concerned he
Yes,
actually
he's good at
was,
his
and
job.
he's trying to do his job.
I'm not taking away from him being good at, because he is good at what he does.
Right.
However, it is also important to be likable. Because if you have people in your team that I don't like, that is going to potentially affect whether or not I want to work with you in the future.
Well, let's talk about the video shoot. I mean,
So you're going to have to know how to act if you're going to be a part of Shar's camp. Okay?
FYI.
Now, I appreciate it, but come on now. You're going to have to know how to act.
So we get to the video shoot. Candy was prepping for the shoot. I have to say, I mean, we've done Love and Hip Hop before. Remember when Rashida did her pregnancy video?
Yes. She was like sitting and squatting.
Shout out to Candy's
Candy, you
team
did
because
that.
Candy did it. Her legs, the little part that we saw was glistening.
Glistening and
Them
looking
boots.
firm
I
and-
mean, they probably wasn't even that cute in person, but in the video they was cute with
It was
the outfit.
colorful.
I was
it worked.
into it.
The hair was blowing in the wind.
I just can't wait to get my hair done so I could get my deep side part like Candy. I live for a
Yes.
good deep like all the way over here, side part. I'm like, I was hating the entire time in a good way. I should say admiring, not
She
hating.
looked fabulous.
She looked really good, and she was glowing.
Yes.
And I love the way that she was seated in her confessionals, like kind of back with her
Back,
stomach.
like her stomach sitting up, like talking.
She
like,
looks
hey,
really
y'all.
pretty.
How you doing?
She
And
makes
she
a
looked
pretty
great.
pregnant girl.
And I saw that it was Sean who was always like styling for Kim.
Oh.
Zolciak was her stylist, and I was like, oh, why didn't y'all help Demetria?
It wasn't in the budget.
I mean,
No, we can only make one person look
I
good.
came
Hema.
here for one thing, and that is who is cutting my check, and that is the Burris Tucker clan, not the McKinney Bob clan.
McKinney Bob, McKinney Bob, McKinney Bob.
McKinney Bob.
She was seriously wearing rave or like rainbow type.
Rue 21.
She had on this blue like
Fashion
halter
bug.
top. You said fashion bug. Oh my god!
I'm sorry, I had to.
And they have Fashion Bug Plus.
Porsche and Phaedra, shout out to them. They stopped by to support Candy.
I don't know if that's a shout out.
Portia said, "Is this the 2015 version of Boys Mind?" No.
Okay.
She didn't listen to the song. The set did look like it was left over from Kelly Rowland's Kisses Down Low video. All the jelly bean colors, and that's not
Yes.
shade. It just looks
Right.
like
It's
the truth.
they didn't finish tearing down Kisses Down
They were
Low,
like, "Ooh,
which
we
was,
could
of
use
course,
that."
was left over from Tony Braxton's He Wasn't Man Enough for Me. And so they just kind of leave that up in
Demetria's
Atlanta
influence.
for anybody to come use.
And they ran out of lights apparently for her dance break.
But how do y'all feel?
If you actually watch the video, the little dance break, there's only one of them when she's got two backup dancers, and it's completely dark. And I was like, okay, it's not really
she must not be that
silhouette.
well of a dancer.
I'm sure that might be part of it, but they definitely didn't have no lights on.
No, because I feel like when we saw her performance, her live performance, that was
did
what I was
alright.
crediting her to, is that she was actually
True.
She was
pretty
alright,
dancer.
but it wasn't like watching it in a video. Like I feel like you give more when it's on stage because you got more going on and more distracting. But in a video, it's very focused
And you
it's
have
not
multiple takes in a video.
perfect. Like, and it wasn't perfect. The little bit
Well.
that you could see was like the bottom of her legs.
I mean, I thought the video was cute. The song, I don't really see it being played that much. Maybe on someone's Pandora if you
It
were
sounds
fan.
dated.
Yeah, it does.
Even
It
though I like it
does.
and I like the lyrics, it doesn't sound like it's 2015
No.
at all.
It sounds about a decade old, if not
Yeah.
older.
Yep.
No, I
That's not
agree.
throwing shade. That's keeping it real.
But
It's
that's
very
Candy's
good.
ear,
Yep.
and I feel like
Yeah.
that. I mean, and if that's the like hottest song you have on your thing, because that's like the one they drop in, and
No, but I could see a ballad. Like, if Candy can write a song...
No, because even her ballads are dated.
Yeah,
She
but I
remember when
would
she
listen
did
to a
that
dated ballad.
album went during her second season,
Yes.
and it was right I think when AJ passed
was talking
her
about I Can
fiance.
Fly or
Yeah.
I Should Fly or
that
whatever
was
it
dated
was.
too. That was very dated too.
because we
So
want her to. But I feel like it's just because she like won't. She hasn't delved
evolved
like really
with
back
the-
into
she needs some
it.
trap music.
She need to
She
go
needs
away.
to be around her. Like she needs to be around.
Because I'm gonna
music
need like
again.
I'm gonna need
Or be
when
around
I'm
some
out
young
in the
kids.
club,
Young
don't
music.
think I'm
Now,
not-
see, that was appropriate for the time, and her writing for Bills, 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 and
It was
Bugaboo and No
perfect.
Scrubs.
Yeah.
That was innovative for 1999.
But that still sounds sort of what she was doing with this because it was very
Yeah.
like call and response,
Yeah.
like whatever. And it's also interesting because the lyrics are totally about Demetria's life, which is interesting that she was fine to sing that. She was like, "Oh yeah," because the
Well-
whole like argument with Demetria last year was like Roger Bob is not your man, and that was what.
But
the
that
song
they
is
be
about.
doing that. Look at
I love
Moniece
it.
in Love
I
and
think
Hip Hop,
it's
The
great. I think
Riches.
it's
Like,
But Demetria didn't even have a chance, the opportunity to speak her piece because she was not invited to the reunion. So if I were her, I don't even know if I would have appeared on the
Okay.
show. Honestly,
Girl, you know she appeared on
Speak
that show
on
because
it.
she
I
needs
know.
some
that's
YouTube
awesome.
hits.
Yeah.
Like,
Roger Bob is like, bitch.
exposure,
I finally got a
promotion.
deal. I need to sell something, even if it's a single. Like
All right, so let's talk about this party.
party.
So we get. Oh wait, before we do that, Cynthia and the flowers. Cynthia got flowers from Peter. She wasn't impressed by them, so
Nobody
Peter
cares.
decides to drive on out and take her to this gazebo at the
Nobody
park and
cares.
set up this
She's-
cartoonist
Y'all
to
know
draw
I will
her.
stand for Cynthia and Peter all day long, but I just don't even care.
He wants to
No.
teach Cynthia balance.
I don't even care.
Goodbye.
It's all fake because they need a storyline.
Yeah.
And to me, that proved how fake it really was. Because
That is
she was
my
just
only
like,
gripe.
I'm not gonna deal with it.
That's
I'm
my
not
only
gonna
gripe
talk
with
to him.
Cynthia. I feel like everything that she does every season, she's a beautiful woman. Everything she does every season seems so contrived and so forced and so, okay, we start filming next month. We need a game plan. Let me call so-and-so. Let's try to, it doesn't seem, and even if other people's storylines are made up and contrived and things things like that. Cynthia's is just so transparent to me. It's like, girl, I can see you thinking type thing. Like, it just doesn't seem like anything is natural. The best season for her mess was when Peter versus Mallory. That was the best with the marriage certificate. That was Cynthia's best
because it was real, it was authentic.
Yeah. Well, I bought all the drama between her and
right,
Nene.
K-Dior, Yellow Roses at that.
I bought all the drama between her and Nene, and when they were fighting, and like I bought that. The reason it was uncomfortable though was because Cynthia can't fight. She doesn't know how to like
go back and forth
and whatever. So, but to me, that's funny to watch. But that's funny to watch because that's legit seemingly who she is, and she's not confrontational, doesn't really know how to deal with it. So that's why everybody freaked out when she started to try to be confrontational. Because it's weird. She don't know. But them at dinner and like throwing wine over and we're going to get this together. We used to be together all the time.
Please.
Like, I don't care.
For the storyline, it was a cute situation, but we.
But your wig was cute. I like you with the blonde.
Yeah, I mean, when has Cynthia really ever looked bad? The video release event.
Okay. The Todd
Do you think now? I asked people on my Twitter because I just watched tonight, and of course you all know that I tweet and use hashtag ABTVRHOA. And so I asked, and I got a few responses. I asked, do you all think that Kandi was indeed throwing shade at Phaedra during her unnecessary trouble speech? Now, I got a few replies back. Some people think that, yes, she was, and her speech was a little excessive and didn't make any sense. It kind of went off track because you're supposed to be introducing the video. Yeah. So what is this about? And then one of my tweeters, I Am Shockley, said that it might have been a jab towards Kim Zolciak Biermann.
That's what I saw it as.
So, but I wanted to know if it was a dig towards Phaedra. If people thought, you know what I might have been thinking.
I kind of actually shout out to them. I kind of think it might have been the Kim because she has even still brought that up.
She gets
$80,000 versus my $3,000.
And you think that's what you deserve?
Right. I bet she got all her documentation lined up now when she writes somebody.
Okay,
because
that's why next week
the Kim thing started off as a little joke,
a friendship, like
and a joke,
just playing and joking. And
look,
like,
we playing in the studio, and now
and let me help you out. Like I'll see what we can do with this, and
the ring didn't mean nothing.
Please stop.
And now we number one on iTunes. $80,000.
That kind of make me mad. They made $80,000, $100,000 off of that damn song.
No, I need something. Kim Fields shows up with her thigh-high boots. Kenya thought she looked like a confused prostitute at Disney.
That was so harsh.
That was harsh, but I mean, hey, Kenya's there to do a job.
Yeah.
That was harsh as hell. But when I saw, because like they had that in the clip for the previews, like Kenya saying that, and I was like, dang, what does she really look like? And then when they showed it, it's still kind of frumpy. It didn't look hookery to me because she's about that tall, and the boot, like the shirt.
I was more mad at the hair.
She was stepping out.
It was cute for a mom that don't go out.
Than her. I always hate the way Kim Fields dresses.
Yeah.
And those frocks.
Those big.
I'm not the average girl in your video.
With the mom dance.
Yeah, like I
am not.
I cannot with those fitted sheets that she throws a belt around.
But the hair, the Franken mom hair.
I love the big bun.
I liked it too.
I thought it was amazing.
I liked it too.
I would have done that today with this if I could have.
I
thought it was
too.
Great.
Girl, I wanted to put pins in it and sew something.
I love how Cynthia was like, I have some shades for you. She was like, what did I do? That was so cute.
It was so cute.
I just got here. What did I do?
I like her.
I like what she adds to the show, honestly. I know a lot of people, I tweeted that and got some, ew, really? Da, da, da. Yeah, but I really do I feel like Kim adds this cute awkwardness that can be annoying at times, but I feel like it's necessary to balance this out in a no Nene world. Now, agree. Kim and Nene could not have been on the same season, but with Nene not being there, I
actually
feel
would love that.
They would have been great on the season together I think that Nene has the sweetness in her, and it was sort of taken out because she became like very grovelly about her position and all of that. And I think she would have respected Kim because she feels like
Kim
she would
have
like
said
to be
something
like Kim.
if she saw something.
But she would have been honest about it. But I think she would take it better.
Actress, so you don't want to burn bridges. But however, I can see Nene cursing Kim out or being shady in the because Nene at the end of the day didn't give a damn.
I think they would team up against
Kenya because once the trip happened, Nene would have seen that and been like, "Hey."
And Kim and Nene would have been like, "Girl, and Nene would be like, "Yep," co-signing like, "Yep, that's exactly how she always been," and I'm glad you saying something.
Random tea question. So I've heard of the rumor that Ryan Murphy and Nene Leakes have fallen out over something.
That's believable.
Have you heard that?
I haven't heard
I
And
have
what
not,
that-
but it is totally believable.
Okay.
That might be
Because
why
I'm
she's
questioning,
still
because the
finishing
rumor
on
is about
Broadway.
Scream Queens and that she was supposedly supposed to be for...
Do Niecy's character?
And that is...
She probably didn't want
That's
to because
all
she's
rumor.
an actress.
I heard the tea and I want to know where
well,
that tea's
Niecy's
coming
character
from.
is very
Very
typecast. Well, very... Not type. Well, Niecy is essentially playing Raynisha from Reno 911,
Yes.
just on a college campus.
Yes.
That's what the role is. So I mean, who knows? Who knows? I want to see
I just thought you would've
Lenithia
known
something.
on AHS.
Oh,
Oh,
no. That,
honey.
you wang!
right.
I would like to see her do something like different for real. That
Yeah.
we like really buy. Like, okay, Nene, act.
Yeah, I want to... And
Do
go.
it.
Show
and
us.
Go show us.
Don't
what you have.
actress. Demetria walks over to the girls. Did you guys think that was awkward, or you think it was just edited weird? Because it was like she's like, "Hey
I
guys,"
think
and
she need
everyone
to
was
get rid
like,
of that 2005 panel dress. That
I wasn't even paying
boring.
attention.
"I couldn't," because I was just paying attention to her
I'm
short
just-
hair, and I was
just
trying to
feel
debate if I
bored.
liked it or
I
not.
just wanted to go away.
Then Peter got the husband club together, the new found husband club,
I
and
miss the old husband club.
me too, because Kim's husband was looking like, "Is this what y'all be doing?
I'm really uncomfortable. I don't know what this is.
Are y'all talking about women's business right now?"
Oh my God.
Like,
Yeah. it was
Wait,
weird.
who you said Kim's husband?
Kim's
husband?
husband, Peter, and
Todd.
Oh, you didn't tell us that Claudia Jordan is in the music video.
Oh, I forgot. I totally wanted to bring that up. She has.
I
a
got a
cameo.
tweet.
Thank you, tweeter.
I got a tweet from @Tiffy.
You are right.
She
made
sure
a
didn't get
little
any
cameo.
camera time.
It was literally like a "Hey y'all," and then she popped right back out.
You know, it's also interesting, not to jump ahead, but I noticed yesterday, because I didn't watch the show yesterday. I watched it tonight with us. I noticed that Amaya Scott wrote this little mini essay on Instagram about, this is the only glimpse that you'll catch of me on Real Housewives. It didn't work out. I don't work for free. It's no shade, no bad blood. Candy then commented on Amaya's post and was like, kind of like, damn, I hate that it didn't work out, but good luck in the future. I really wish that we could have seen your scenes or whatever. But when I watched tonight's episode, I didn't see Amaya Scott
I was gonna
anywhere.
say, how did I
But maybe
miss
she
her?
was saying like that clip that she put on Instagram is the only scene. Maybe it was like a web scene or something like that. She's pulling that clip from, because I didn't,
didn't
and
see
I
her.
feel like
I'm
we all
like-
would have like
Been
Oh,
like,
there's
"Wait."
Amaya. She's very, there's
she's
Amaya,
beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So I wondered what that was about, but reportedly
The
she
working
shot
for
a few
free is
scenes.
interesting though, because I just got
It's
some
about the Love and
tea
Hip Hop
over
thing.
at Reality Check. Check out Monice's mom from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Came on to talk about that some people on Love and Hip Hop don't get paid because they say that you can book off of this show, and it's an
infomercial.
It's
It's
an
listed as an
infomercial.
infomercial. But also, I forgot to add, Amaya said that she was not willing to jeopardize her integrity for the ratings. I guess especially because no amount of money is going to have her acting a fool.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I can respect her
Good
for
for
that.
her.
So plus she's working with Lee Daniels now, so she's moved on to greener pastures.
Okay.
Congratulations.
You don't need to be on Roja,
All you
girl.
needed was the rumor you might be on Roja.
So yeah, Candy and Demetria get up there, which Demetria cute, seasoned, but I don't know. I feel like have someone intro you and Candy.
Demetria
Don't have
Summer.
the legendary Candy, pregnant Candy, be like,
Hey y'all.
hey y'all.
Attention.
Attention everybody. Oh, the video about to start. Oh.
Demetria strikes me as a very
Timid.
nervous person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't really see her.
Let Roger speak.
I don't really see her
You stupid Jesse.
doing
Big things.
big crowds, I'll say. I don't know how her stage presence is, but I just don't see. She seemed, even when she performed, where'd they go last year? The Bahamas
They
or
were the
something like that.
Bahamas.
She didn't seem the most confident to me,
No.
and that was like 12 people.
And she wore really
So
ugly pantyhose.
she is a fantastic singer, though.
Her voice is great, and at
The-
the last.
Not with the music. I don't think it's great with the music that she's
Well,
doing.
but
But
that
when I
was
heard
like
her
a
sing
poppy, but at the
"God Bless
end-
America" or what was it?
don't know.
The national anthem.
I heard her cover a Whitney song, and she did pretty damn
Oh,
good.
yeah.
And at the
Yeah.
end of the video, she has a nice little run at the end of the video where you can actually hear her, like things, the music kind of goes out. And
You
you're like,
tried that.
But it's like a
little
nice
run at the end of the
It's
video.
a really good run, and it's a very angelic. It was very
She
nice.
gives me. Do you guys remember Debla Morgan?
Yes.
Debla.
Except she can't hit the note, because Debla could hit the Mariah note. Yeah, she sang that song. Oh, come, let's dance with me, my baby. You might be
don't
too
remember
young.
that? You are too young. You youngin'. You're so young.
That feels
It's crazy
good to
what
say.
a few years old, you know what I mean?
I
But
know,
all right, so
lady.
let's talk about it. Although I do gotta say, Demetria's face was beat all night.
Not taking away from that.
Ugly ass dress. Sorry.
Phaedra asked Todd, as Phaedra's getting ready to leave, she asked Todd if, would you stop by my office? Which I thought was great. I thought it was a little awkward.
Because she felt the shade from Candy's overdone speech.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling y'all. That's what it was.
Then if she felt the shade, then she the shady one, and she deserved to feel the shade.
Well, she feels guilty about something because even the way she approached Todd, they weren't really looking at each other, and she was just kind of like.
And she said he was hiding behind Candy.
Right.
Which,
All night.
whatever. No comment.
Outside, Phaedra, Portia,
With
and
friends
Shamir
like
were talking.
these.
Now, at first I was mad at Todd but then I saw how Bravo was editing this because I felt like Todd and Candy were being really. I felt like Todd was being very like Peter.
Oh, 'cause
Like,
he walked
Did you
over.
hear this?
Yeah.
She was right there. Like Candy was literally in that conversation.
Todd also had a confessional scene tonight, I noticed.
Yeah.
Has he ever done that before?
Yeah,
I think
very
he's had a
rarely,
few.
but he's had a
Oh,
couple.
okay.
And outside, Phaedra and Portia are talking about Todd, and I didn't think Phaedra at first was really saying anything negative. She was like, I talked to Todd, and he's gonna come by the office and whatever. And it was catty for them to be doing it right out front and whatnot.
But listen, look at the show.
No, exactly. That's what it is. The producers told them step
I was
outside, talk about this.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
Dawn.
Dawn, walk
we
over
got
there.
something for you outside.
Yeah.
He walk outside. He drunk. He on one right
Yeah.
now. Fucking
And then she's
overprotected
sitting over there
brother.
talking about, is that what y'all fell out about? Some money? You didn't even put the product out.
He
Well, she said no.
out
She said
of
it's so it's
order.
coin from the husband that kept y'all friendship away.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me. I don't mean to come all up in your. I mean, I'm not trying to come all up in your business. I'm not trying to come up in your business, but I'm just walking by and I heard
is
so you
so
are up in
turned
someone's
up.
business. Because the thing is, I look at it two ways.
I'm
Because
not mad,
one,
though.
as a friend,
I would have done it.
you know what I mean? If I'm walking
I
by
would've done
people
it.
who and I know that they're shady and they're talking about my
that's supposed to be your
my
good
best friend, my
friend.
ride or die.
That y'all was just crying on the couch with, trying to make up. That's supposed to be your
I
good
mean,
friend.
I don't know if I would stay out there as long, and I'd be like, "Whoop!" and just make sure to check in the mail, girl. Keep it pushing, like or something. But
I wouldn't have been like dancing with him and talking nonsense, but I was like, hey, girl.
I don't know. I'm not fully mad at him. It was crazy.
I am.
Why?
Because he was out of line.
How?
He was out of order because, for one, let's just look at this from television purposes, okay? I get that they're trying to make a
They
show.
were doing on TV.
But for one, you are jumping in something that has absolutely nothing to do with you, okay? That's for starters. For two, it's
That's
not like they were...
debatable.
For two, it's not like they were reading and dragging and doing all of this to Todd and Candy. All Portia did was make a point, and she did, to further her point, you weren't here from the beginning of the conversation. You jumped in on something you thought. You took something I said and took it in a potentially different direction than what it was intended for, and because it was not intended for you. So, in my opinion, he was out of order, out of line. And as a friend, you have to assess things like that before you jump in on. I get checking people for talking about your friends, but if you weren't there from the beginning of the conversation, and like I said, it wasn't throwing salt, it wasn't like Portia and them were sitting around reading, dragging, talking salty about Candy and Todd. None of that was taking place. So nothing justified his reaction. If he wanted to jump in and give his 2 cents, by all means, do so. But the way he went about it, he was out of line.
I agree with that part. He was way too hype. Way too hype.
He was drunk. I mean,
was
or whatever he was, because they told him to get
Drunk high
water.
or something.
Out of
But I'm not
line.
mad at him to approach them about it, because at the end of the day, how many times has Candy probably cried to him about this situation? And next week, just to see Candy, that reaction from Candy is, to me, and I love Phaedra. I have batted for Phaedra for so long, but that reaction next week from Candy is a fucking fed up of the bullshit reaction.
And I've been done. Phaedra admitted that she owes him money. Like, she straight
She
said,
did.
but to keep playing it off to Portia and everybody else, like, I didn't even put the video out. That's irrelevant. You signed a contract that said you were paid this amount of
is
money.
absolutely
You
true.
admit that you have not, but you still gonna stand there and try to pretend like, oh, well, I didn't put nothing out, and they already got 30,000. Well,
But
if they
she's
got 30
taking
and you owe me
steps.
35, that's your problem.
She's taking
She's
steps.
taking
She
steps
said,
months later and still telling her
True.
business to freaking Portia and people. That was what Candy had an issue with last time. You
Mm-hmm.
telling everybody else you
Telling
got an issue
Nene
with
in
me.
particular. particular.
Nene specifically.
Nene in
and we don't
particular.
have a like you're supposed to be able to come to me, and that's why, because I felt like they were for real friends or trying to be for real friends, and that just continues to show Phaedra to be a shitty friend. And I'm like, Don Juan is crazy as hell, but I appreciate him saying
But
something.
I'm on the fence with it really, because I look at what Shar you just said. Be careful what you said, because if you only heard part of that conversation, now you're gonna go tell Candy, and you're gonna tell Candy your hyped up story, and now that's gonna put something in Candy's ear.
You're in your feelings,
and you don't know
story.
how that can affect the friendship, because their friendship's already rocky. So in that sense, I feel that. But at the same time, I don't know, because it's just, this is the same exact problem that Phaedra keeps doing to Candy, and it's just like, I feel that you're comfortable with Portia because Portia's your little kitten right now. She's your nice accessory, and she's not
And she's not
harmful
the
to you.
brightest
She don't know your tea.
person.
But your friendship with Candy was legit. It was real, and to just push that aside and focus on this other friendship, it scares me.
It's shit
The
that
thing that
girls
pissed
do
me
and
off
that
the
I hate.
most about Don Juan, though, was when he left. He went to say, they said get some water and get some rest. He said, you get some water, you get some rest, and
Talking
get the
about
men
how
that left you. Why?
Yeah, that was too much.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This
That
is
was
why
just-
this man does not get a pass from me. You do not have a peach, sir. So you need to stay in your lane. And I'm not mad at Phaedra for saying, I'm not.
I don't
I'm glad
fraternize
she
with
did
the
it.
help.
I don't fraternize. That's
Fraternize with
essentially
the
what she
help.
said.
I fraternize with the
I
help.
think I would have handled that exactly how Phaedra handled that, because I'm not about to be sitting up here and doing all of this with my friends. Essentially, employee.
Yeah.
I'm not about to be doing. First of all, I don't do this anyway. But I'm definitely not about to be doing this to a third party, to someone that has nothing to do with it.
Did you catch the real shade when Phaedra, was it in her one-on-one when she was like, and with Don Juan? Like she was acting like she did?
Really, really. And what I'm most disappointed in him, what I'm most disappointed in Don Juan about is his delivery and his approach, because he is far too old to be acting like a 16-year-old.
That's the only issue with it. I mean, what he was saying
Yeah,
wasn't
I'm not
crazy.
saying, I want to be clear. I'm not saying he's wrong for saying something, even though I partially am, because
we don't
he
want it
didn't
to
know
be
what
so.
the
As a
truth was.
gay man, he can't say how he feels.
He was strong.
First of all,
courage.
my critique has nothing to do with his sexuality,
Girl,
so y'all can save all
I
of what y'all about to
understand
write. It has nothing to do with him being gay, straight, or otherwise. Okay.
Don't say he attractive either.
What I am
Don't say
saying.
you want to date him.
Oh, girl, come on. We talked about this off camera last week. But what I am saying is, I am saying he is partially wrong for saying something, because he jumped in on something that had absolutely nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
But I do see if you overhear someone talking about your friend. So yes. However, like I said, the girls weren't throwing shade, salt, daggers, none of that. They weren't even saying anything distasteful. It was a conversation between two people. Well, three. And then third of all, his approach. That is what I have the biggest issue with, and it has nothing to do with his sexuality or presentation or what have you. It is his approach. It was immature. That's what it boils down to. If it had it been Don Juan
It's
or
just, and
Don Juanita,
it's not professional.
It was-
Period.
It's not professional.
right, and then you're representing Candy
Yeah.
at Candy's event.
Right, that's
Yeah.
the craziest part. Like,
And you acting like that.
You feeling like you a
Phaedra
brother
and
and you're
like,
not
yeah.
blood related, boo. Like, you are a coworker. You get a paycheck. Candy
And you
writes-
acting like that, and you representing me at my event. No, ma'am.
But that's fine.
You
Don-
can keep
Don-
it.
Yeah, he's been working real
You can
hard.
keep
I
it.
think Candy would approve.
Stressed out. He can't. Well, I don't know if she
Candy
would approve.
I think she would approve, because
Well,
I
she
think
would.
that
She would let him get a slide
she
back for
like,
that, for
because she's
sure.
like, she's never gonna step up to Phaedra like that, and I think she would appreciate
But
that
they
he
weren't
did that.
talking.
Either way, like, they weren't necessarily talking specific. He didn't hear the whole thing. I totally can
They
see
weren't
all of
talking
that.
salty.
But they were talking shitty, specifically Phaedra. Nobody cares about Portia.
But he heard what Portia
He was mad
said.
about Portia
He was-
saying
well, I know- hold-
because
let
that
me
story's
finish the
false.
point.
That's
I
not why they're not
understand.
friends.
What
I
Portia said
understand.
triggered his reaction.
It triggered his reaction, but then the idea that Phaedra was still standing there talking about, oh, I only did this much, and we don't know how much of what he walked by hearing at all. We just know when he popped in. So all I'm saying is that he might have heard something, and enough of it that it triggered enough in him to do what he did, as crazy as it was. And I don't think Candy would totally be mad about it.
Well, I'm over it at this point. We're gonna see what's gonna happen next week. On that note, let's head to predictions.
Apparently, Phaedra been feeding Portia bullshit.
And now, your after
Y'all, next week
That scene, like, I wish the whole episode is that scene.
I wish we could just put these two episodes
Because I want Candy
together.
to spill.
Because I can't even really speak on that last portion until we see you next week. Because all I know is Phaedra and Todd sit down and he's like, "Well,
Actually,
here's the canceled checks."
Ooh.
And Phaedra's eyes was.
And this is all over Donkey Booty, right?
No,
Yeah.
she had a birth video or something, or like another
A
video that
workout
they
for,
never put
for
out.
mothers.
Oh, I
'Cause
didn't
the
know
don-
that.
Because that's her
'Cause her
argument. Like, she didn't pay
first
them
one
because they
did
never
go
put
up.
it out. And
Okay.
Candy's like, that's not our problem.
That's
We didn't sign
not.
up for distribution. We were production. So you
Gotcha.
still owe us money.
Got you.
I'm actually really kind of excited to see Kenya and her dad. Because I feel like
It's
we're
nice
gonna,
to see
we're gonna
that.
get a story about Kenya that might kind of fit a piece of puzzle or
Because
something.
when Nene found her daddy and like that whole situation, that was really
Right.
interesting and like good insight into
Why did
Nene.
you say that? 'Cause now I'm
Why?
just like, damn. They're like, well,
They recycled.
let's
of course.
recycle script
Duh.
storyline going out there.
Let's try
Um,
Kenya finding her dad and figuring out life.
Portia and Candy sit down, and she said, Phaedra really needs me a little bit, right? A little bit more than you do right now.
Portia.
She lost the father of her children.
She didn't even want him. She wanted him gone before he went to jail.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
That's the hot tea.
She got upset.
That's the hot
Candy got
tea.
that shivering upset when she don't know how to
Yes,
control
the-
herself.
the quiver
that
throat.
quiver in that voice.
And the tears.
I'm excited.
And then the big T is Dawn, Shamia, Candy sit down, and then he's gonna tell Candy the T, and we'll see how that reaction is.
'Cause
I'm
even
assuming
Shamia
that
was standing
reaction.
there, right?
Yeah, that was interesting. I'm assuming that reaction is what causes Candy to go sit with Portia, and then find
Here
out.
we are.
And if they only show like a millisecond of a clip at the end of the episode,
Duh.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Damn.
You know that's how they gonna do it.
We gotta watch Kim sitting at a playground again. You know what I mean? For 3 scenes. On that note, we want to thank you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Tweet me everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
I'm at Stuart Starlet.
And I'm Shar Says So.
Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Maybe Don
I'll be
Juan
28.
should-
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.